We're going to get started. So I invite you to grab a seat. We also have some networking afterwards. So if you didn't get to finish your networking, there will be plenty more opportunities. Cool. Hello. Okay. We have, I think, 130 people signed up for this. I don't know who all is here, but welcome so much. Cool. And I'd love to actually get hands like is this their first CincyAI Meetup? Oh, nice. Welcome. And who's been here 2 times or more? 3 times or more? All 4 times. Yay! We've got a couple. So welcome if you're new. We're very excited to have you. And to kick off, we have a special guest, which is my clone.
Happy New Year. Hello and welcome to the first CincyAI Meetup of 2024. It's my honor to be here, especially because I am not human. I'm an ethically created AI clone of Helen Todd, who is the first resident of Cincinnati to clone herself. She's one of your co-hosts today alongside Kendra Ramirez. Did you know that the digital avatar market is projected to be $270 billion by 2030? Custom synthetic avatars like me are part of this market. This is no surprise since we can do things humans can't do. For example, Helen only speaks 1 language while I speak 28 languages. Avatars like me are used for saving costs and streamlining video production for online courses, social media, and email marketing content, customer service messaging, and more. Now for why you've gathered here at the amazing UC Digital Futures building. CincyAI quickly became the largest AI meetup in the region. If this is your first time attending or your 4th, welcome, and thank you for being part of this dynamic community where the whole is not just greater but exponential in its impact. With that, I'll let my human counterpart take the mic. Enjoy.
So with that, I'm Helen Todd, one of your co-hosts, and Kendra Ramirez is your other co-host, and I will let her kick things off. There you go.
Thank you. We pull up the next. Yeah. First of all, we want to welcome you to the UC Digital Futures building. A lot of you that this is a first. This building is amazing, and we could not do this without UC and their partnership. I know Dr. Kelly Cohen, you're in here somewhere. Of course you're up here. Please, thank you so much to UC and the team. We would not be able to do this without their partnership. Please meet with Dr. Kelly Cohen. He has an incredible AI team and AI lab here in this building, and it's incredible. So you really want to meet with them. Our amazing food yummies that we've got back there. Thank you, Brad, 7 Hills Technology, for sponsoring our food. Helen and I literally, this is just for her and I, like we offer this for free, but there's lots of dollars involved, lots of time involved, and we couldn't do this without this with partners like you, Brad, and your team. So thank you so very, very much for that. So the yummy food, grab it. It's the delicious. And also my co-host, I couldn't do this without her. It was so fun whenever we first started chatting about this idea and this concept, about getting people in the room and building an amazing community, and to watch it grow and watch the collaborations that happen in here, the job opportunities that's happening in here. So hats off to all of you. So all of you, thank you so much for participating. This is your community. This is not Kendra and Helen's community, and we welcome feedback. We always say every time we get together, make sure and let us know what you like, what can we do to improve every single time. And so I want to go through our flow just so you have an idea of what the flow looks like. We'll go through a very quick kind of what's happened. That was, again, some feedback from all of you. You're like, give us some what's happened since we were here last. Any kind of use cases, people have submitted a couple. We'll also share some. Okay, Kelly will speak today. Kelly's like, I just took a bite, so give me a minute. Yeah, that's funny. I didn't know that. That's hilarious. That's how quickly things move around here, right? That's how quickly. You have to be able to pivot at any moment. And then what we do is what's called QuickByte rounds. And QuickByte rounds are like lightning rounds where different people have been sent out and notified that they were selected to give their quick bite. A quick bite is just less than 3 minutes, no presentation, and it's just sharing an AI tip, an AI tool, or asking the community something. I love in one of our events that we had, someone's like, hey, I'm building something and I need the specific skill set to finish it. And 3 people in this room raised their hand and said that they could help. And that's our goal with this community, right? Being able to do that. And then we'll do open Q&A and then group photo, because we want to capture these incredible moments so we don't forget them. And then networking and collaborating. And I know you already got an amazing jump start on that, so I love that. But I just think it's nice for us to all understand the lay of the land before we dive in. All right, so what's happened? I had to write some stuff down because I'm like, geez. All right, so what's happened? Well, GPT Store is going to open this week, right? GPT, for ChatGPT, building your own GPTs. Their store is going to open this week. What does that mean? I'm getting a lot of faces, especially for new times here. Like, wait a minute, what are we talking about? You can create your own private GPT or your public GPT or just one where it's shared with a link. What a GPT store means to all of us is if we create a GPT and allow it to share from a public and it sets inside the store, there's an opportunity to do revenue share. So think about creator economy, right? Think about revenue opportunities. And so the fact is kind of just like an Apple app store, think of it like that, right? You creating apps inside of Apple Store and getting paid, same thing is going to happen within ChatGPT and creating your own GPTs. Raise your hand if you've built a GPT. Yes. They are so fun, by the way. So fun. I highly recommend building them. They're fun. Anyone hear about Apple Ferret? Apple Ferret? Yes, yeah. So they quietly announced, and that's their AI. Apple's AI is called Apple Ferret. And I don't know if it's going to stay that name or if that was just the kind of code name that they used as they were developing it. But it is on GitHub right now, and it is open source. So for those of you in here that are AI builders, I'd love to hear about it and check it out and let me know your thoughts as well. So I think that's really, really interesting. Rabbit was supposed to have launched today. I've been back-to-back meetings all day and didn't get a chance to double check, but did anyone here, did Rabbit launch today? Ben, did it launch? Okay.
Yeah, they did a 2.5-hour video. It's on Twitter.
Oh, good. Awesome. Thanks, Ben. So Rabbit is a piece of hardware. Have you seen the human pen, the AI pen? Have you seen that? Okay. It's a hardware. It's an AI hardware. So Rabbit is a competitor to that, and they just launched today. And so it's been all over my Twitter feed. They've used a fantastic influencer marketing strategy because all the influencers were out there talking about it. So just kind of sharing some of the things that are going on. What about the New York Times lawsuit? Anyone? Wow, the repercussions of that could be massive. So that's going to be really, really interesting and keeping our eye on what's going on there. And that lawsuit is they were blaming, OpenAI for scraping all of their information and learning from it, which, is copyrighted material. Yeah. And then Microsoft rolled out the first time ever in 30 years, they changed the keyboard. You can now buy a keyboard that actually has an AI button on it. This is the first time in 30 years Microsoft has ever touched the keyboard. So that's kind of fun, being able to touch it. And the AI button, guess where it goes? Copilot, right? It's really not that fancy, right? But that's kind of, again, just fun to be like, wow, something's changed in 30 years. And then you can also download the Microsoft Swift key on your phone. So Microsoft Swift key on your phone to actually be able to do Dolly from your phone through a Swift key. So again, these are just like fun little things, little hacks that you can implement. Did you hear about Volkswagen? Anyone hear what happened with Volkswagen? Yeah, I'm getting some head. Ronnie knows. Yeah, right. They integrated ChatGPT in their new models. I'm like, I don't know. Am I going to be driving down the road? I'm like, probably, because I already do it now with my phone, right? So think of it kind of like a Siri or a Google, right? So that's going to be really, really interesting. I have not heard of that happening before. I think it is the first car to integrate OpenAI. Samsung rolled out the Bali robot, which was really interesting because if anyone remembers, they rolled that out in 2020 and then they just kind of revamped it and rolled it out again. In the demo video of it, And the audience, it was a live audience. It was crickets. It was not this like roaring. And it's just super cute little robot. Like it's really cute and it can feed your dog and play with your dog or project things onto a wall. Like there's some cute little fun aspects of it. But yeah, it was just really interesting. I would love to see the market share on what happened from that conference because we all know what happened when Google fell on their face and their stock market dropped in that kind of conference. Let's see. I think, yeah, that is what's happened since we last met. And that is just scratching the surface. And I think you wanted to share a little bit like some predictions and things that you were seeing, some trends.
And a few other quick announcements too. On one of my LinkedIn posts, which I know some of you saw, that we had originally planned on a happy hour at the building across the street after today. That's actually getting bumped to February's meetup. So I don't know how many people saw or was expecting, so sorry, that got bumped back. So after next month's meeting, we'll be meeting at the 1819 building for a happy hour, co-sponsored by Maker's Mark and Midwest Con. So definitely add that to your calendar for next time, and we'll put that in all of the communications. And then if anyone needs to use the bathroom, just go down there and it's to the left. I think that was one other thing that we always say. But yeah, so for those meeting me for the first time, I have Creativity Squared, which is a podcast and newsletter that explores how creatives are collaborating with artificial intelligence. And in my first newsletter of the year, I put in predictions, and I think this might be fun for when we get to the open forum and the Q&A section to hear what your predictions are too, to kick things off. And I know some people couldn't make it today because they're at CES, so I'm super curious between now and our next meeting, some new tech and the hardware that's coming out of CES, because the glimpses have been pretty exciting. So here are my predictions, and I'd love to hear everyone's in our open forum part. So, and this actually, for my podcast, I get a lot of these, and this one came from Ben, who was a guest on my show. Apple Vision Pro revives metaverse interests. I think with VR specifically, that Meta and Facebook really kicked that off, and then the hype cycle died. But I think Apple Vision Pro will really revive that, so I'm super excited to see what that means this year. More people will digitally clone themselves. Hopefully I'll get my clone working better. As natural extensions of our online identity, I think this is a natural evolution of different tools in our marketing and online communication toolboxes. Well, soon you'll take portraits, AI portraits, whatever, portraits, and then also get your clone footage. And we actually have another member here who's getting cloned in 2 weeks. So come talk to me if you want to be cloned. Wider content credential adoption. This is watermarking and adding encrypted metadata to the content. 2024 is a pivotal election year. There's over 40 national elections worldwide. Somewhere between 2 to 4 billion people, so almost half the planet, will be voting. The US has a massive consequential one that's super important. And with the evolution of AI moving so fast, bringing down content production and the speed plus deep fakes and AI at scale, it could be a cluster. So the need for understanding the content that you're seeing, how much it's been touched or manipulated with AI or not, is super important. You have the Content Authenticity Initiative doing really great work on this front, and even Google has their own watermarking. So something, don't believe anything you see on the internet. check, and verify. And then on the video front, I think we'll see our first AI viewer customized video experiences. What I mean by this is, I think, what was it? Black Mirror did a choose your own adventure kind of interactive, how the video will end. Pretty soon we'll be able to tell ChatGPT, I want the ending of this movie, maybe Game of Thrones, like Jon Snow should have done X, Y, and Z instead, and have it do that. And the tech is moving so fast that we'll probably get to that sometime this year. At least that's my bold prediction. Well, we'll check in back at the end of the year. Search evolves with AI. Chatbots are eating search, and it has lots of implications for AI. So I think search will either merge with AI, adopt, or adapt some of the functionality of search. And I think one buzzword, if you don't already know, it's the multiple modality of integrating multiple modality into all user experiences, and we'll see that more with search as well. AI Citizen Kane moment for art. Something right now, a lot of the AI art that we see is taking old mediums and applying them to new, which we've done. When TV happened, we took radio broadcasters, put them on TV. We took plays, turned them into movies. So it's just taking old art forms, applying it to the new. We haven't seen something that really made us fundamentally challenge and think about AI in the art form differently. So I'm hoping that that moment happens this year. Grok, dumpster fire moment. Twitter X was a dumpster fire last year with the lack of guardrails, despite them being a B Corp or whatever they are. I think we're going to see a massive dumpster fire moment for Grok this year. The onset of personal LLMs. I've heard this said different ways. Small, I think, LLMs, but pretty soon with Google integrating AI into all their products and all of the data that they're sitting on, pretty soon we'll be leveraging our own data, like a personal LLM, and getting more information out of that. And having your entire digital work able to access and interact with is pretty exciting. IP becomes more important than ever. Who your brand is, whether you're an artist, a brand, or a company, super important. And this actually, I'll let Sean speak to this later. I got this from him, who's a member here. I saw him walk in. Decision making is the new metric. With AI helping everyone make better decisions, it's not so much productivity, which will be the KPI of 2024. It's who's going to be making the best decisions possible and applying AI to grade those. So decision making is the new metric. Ethical AI is king. Here in Cincinnati, we keep on saying we're going to be. I'm just going to say we're already the hub of responsible AI. We have Dr. Kelly Cohen leading the way here at UC. We have Carl, who you'll hear with Catalyst. And we have here CincyAI and a lot of movement there. And companies that don't adapt will definitely get hurt. I think Adobe is a great example of a company leading the way with ethical AI. Zoom is an example of it being botched. When they launched it, there wasn't an opt-in, users didn't know what was happening, and there was tons of backlash. So thinking about ethical and responsible AI from the outset in all facets is going to lead to the brands who win. Explosion of creativity from new voices. AI is democratizing creativity and giving access to tools to people all around the world that we might not have had access to being able to create video, which traditionally buying camera equipment and schooling and all this stuff is a lot of work. But with the idea of speaking and video being made opens up so many more opportunities for new voices and new stories to be told, which I'm super excited about. And then in terms of aesthetics, I think the embrace of human imperfections will be an interesting trend that we see. You already see kind of AI having this like funky, trippy, weird aesthetic, which kind of as it's improving, it will become more and more lifelike. It will be hard to distinguish reality from digital. You see that with the deep fakes and whatnot. But I think also, the typos and the human element and the human flaws and not overly photoshopping and editing ourselves. People will appreciate the human side. And one I didn't put in the newsletter, but I linked to another one, is we're in a very interesting regulation moment where with the election year being so consequential, regulation and even these watermarks aren't going to be able to keep up with what's needed this year. But we'll probably see more regulation, especially as some of I think the EU Act goes into effect in this summer or something. So I definitely keep an eye on regulation. It's needed, but it's not going to happen fast enough for this year. So I don't have any predictions except for please hurry, regulation. And then, yes, so those are mine, and I'd love to hear more afterwards. But we'll keep the show going. Yes. Well, actually, he wanted to go last. So we'll start off our QuickBytes, which is an ask to the community, an AI tip or tool, or share what your AI you are building, and any news and announcements too, because we have a lot of really exciting things from people happening right here, which I'm super excited to hear about. So we'll start off with Paul Alinger.
Thank you. Hey everybody, my name is Paul Ellinger. I am the founder and CEO of Flamel AI. We're actually based across the river in Covington. So a little bit of like Cincy/NKYAI, I suppose. What we do is AI generated social media management and content. So think marketing content being driven by AI. And I wanted just to pose a question to you guys. And honestly, would love to hear more afterwards because I know it's super quick. But how much of your content would you allow an AI to produce and post without you kind of moderating it at all? Would it be all of your content? Would it be different iterations of your content, different categories of your content? It's something we're kind of getting to, is the set it and forget it marketing content is one of our goals for 24. And so, yeah, would love to hear you guys and your feedback on that kind of when you get a chance. You could find me right over there, or you can email me at paul@flamel.ai. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And also, we do have a LinkedIn group to keep all the networking and collaboration going, and a directory as well. And by attending, if you haven't already received an email, we'll send an email. We don't send too many. We send one with announcements, and then to remember, and then recap. This is being filmed and photographed, so if you want to connect with anyone, you can meet them here, and then there's a multitude of other ways as well. Connor O'Hearn.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's super exciting that this many people came out on a Tuesday afternoon when it's raining like this. My name's Connor O'Hearn. I have the privilege of representing Pieces for Developers today, along with my colleague, Rosie Levy. Please come find us. We'd love to talk. Love to talk about AI, and if you're a developer, love to talk to you. If you lead a team of developers, love to talk to you. But I wanted to tell you a little bit more about Pieces for Developers, as we are a startup here in Cincinnati. And then I'll pose a question at the end. But Pieces for Developers, as you can tell by the name, focused on developers, more specifically a developer's workflow and developer productivity. A developer's workflow is very chaotic. They are doing research in their browser, looking up code snippets, looking up documentation. They're in collaborative environments like Slack or Microsoft Teams or GChat or any forums, sharing code back and forth. Maybe they're on a YouTube video, a tutorial, gathering a snippet. And all of that research process is all before they go in their IDE and they're actually writing code. And it's a very chaotic process full of context switching. A few years ago, about 2.5 years ago now, we identified this problem, and the common denominator across that workflow is the code snippet. So we wanted to build task-specific machine learning models that work offline, completely on device, so very secure, to either seed or gather up all the contextual metadata around those code snippets. So then about a year ago, we saw the advent of all these large language models like ChatGPT or anything coming from Google, or like the Llama 2 family of models from Meta, and those can work completely offline and on device. And we saw a great opportunity to marry the two. And so we have that capability where you can have a ChatGPT-like experience, but grounded and highly contextualized to the people, the projects, the code that you're working on. So with that, I'd love to know what you all think about AI in the past year, how you're adapting and using these tools. And then as a developer or somebody who leads a team of developers, we'd love to speak with you. We're an AI startup here in Cincinnati and looking to expand from individual users all the way up to teams throughout the year. So thanks for your time. Oh, and you can find us on LinkedIn.
Thank you so much. Okay, and then Sherwood McPhee, are you here? Oh, excellent.
Hi, everyone. So I am looking at creating a family CRM platform with AI coaching. So it's called Tada, and it's going to be a really big help for families, because think about using AI as creating work back plans from anything from your daily, your weekly, to bigger events like planning out a wedding. So you can think about your work back plan so families can actually get ahead, right? And not always feel like they're running behind or not thinking about every single detail as they're getting their families prepared for the day. Also, the AI could also help generate insights around how can you help your kiddos be motivated to do something. So think about personality assessments, cognitive behavioral theory, also working into that AI to give parents and kids nudges around how should you be thinking, feeling, and maybe even preparing for the tasks that are coming up. So I'm looking for AI to do a lot, but I also think it is doable and helpful to really fill the gaps in the family. So, thanks.
Thank you. And then Michael Howard. I don't know if I saw him today. Going once. Okay, we'll get him next month. Stella Dozer. Yes. Okay. Welcome. There you go.
Hello, everyone. So I just had a quick tool that I have used with Canva that I thought would be fun to share with you all, especially because we are in a university right now. There's a tool that Canva has now called Batch Create. So for me, I work at Dooley Social Studio. We're a social media marketing company. And I also do some birth work on the side. So I'm always thinking about different quotes and ideas that I have surrounding the world of birth. And so my notes are jam-packed with all of these sayings. And I'm like, what do I do with these? This tool, Batch Create with Canva, allows you to take a bunch of quotes or sayings or educational tools or educational sayings that you want to put out. And you can put everything onto an Excel sheet. So just copy and paste onto an Excel sheet. And then you can export the Excel sheet as a CSV file and go on Canva. Say you want to post on your Instagram page and make sure your page is staying active, but you just don't have time to be making videos every day or to be making original content every day. You can take a template that you create or that you use from Canva and select words that you want to change in that template, and then batch everything that is on the CSV file, just upload it onto Canva, and it'll change out the words and create several different graphics for you that you can be posting in between maybe larger posts that you want to do or videos that you want to make or anything like that. So it's a great way to just create batch content with a click of a button. So yeah.
Thank you. We love tips like that shared. Okay, Carl, you're up next. Who knows of someone in Cincinnati going to CES? I'm curious. Okay, awesome. Yeah, we'll get the CES update next time. Okay, there you go, Carl.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Carl Frake. I am the co-founder and leader of the Cincinnati AI Catalyst. Since there's so many of you here today that are new, I want to do something, and some of you might say this is a little dramatic, but my intent here is to help you really concentrate. So this is obviously voluntary, but if you don't mind, for concentration reasons, please close your eyes. A principal feature of innovation regions is their capacity to create environments favorable to turning knowledge into new products and services, attracting venture capital, building organizational learning, integrating skills, and as a result, generating innovation. Silicon Valley has set the standard for such regions, stipulating a mindset that started many of today's high-tech giants. Regional intelligence is collective, with people and organizations motivated to cooperate in a process leading to the definition and solution of big problems. Think global, act local will be the winning scenario, especially for small enterprises and startups. Okay, all the time, you hear people talking about ecosystem. And sometimes people say to me, what does ecosystem really mean? This white paper that I found and this quote that I just read to you is what ecosystem is really about. So this group is a really important growing aspect of the Cincinnati AI ecosystem. And the co-founders of this group are really important to this ecosystem, and I really applaud you. What is coming is an integration. Okay, I'm not saying it's coming tomorrow, but it's coming. And part of that integration is here with UC Digital Futures. And Kelly obviously gets a lot of credit for that and is going to talk a little bit later. This group is an important part of that integration that's coming. But I want to talk to you about another part of the integration that's coming, and that is focused on the startup community, but it's focused on the startup community serving the 8-county Cincinnati region. This is the catalyst. The catalyst exists to serve the region. It's a service group, okay? Because again, there's so many of you here for the first time, I'd like to read you our mission. Improve the lives of people in the Cincinnati region by providing a coordinated, collective artificial intelligence capability committed to responsible AI that enables new products and services, attracts capital, creates and preserves jobs, develops and improves skills, and provides a trusted source of AI-related communication and education. So we just started in November, and we had our monthly meeting today, and we have already generated leap of faith assumptions for those of you who are familiar with Lean Startup, which is effectively one step before actually starting experiments to identify specific solutions to problems against 3 themes. We already have a team in place that's working on designing and preparing for the execution of a pilot AI skills workshop. We've done all that since November. This is Silicon Valley speed, if not faster than Silicon Valley speed. And these are people from Cincinnati who are doing this in their spare time. So folks that are part of the catalyst, if you could stand up for a second. They're doing great work. I would really appreciate it if you could recognize them.
Thank you so much. And then Jake Baker is coming up next. I can't sing or do Jeopardy music. There you go.
All right. Thank you for having me today. Good, my first time being here. My name's Jake Baker. I have a custom picture framing business. I had one 10 years ago in Over the Rhine, and I've been fortunate to be post that. I've been fortunate to be a stay-at-home dad the last 5 years and did marketing on the side. And you know, from the beginning of my business to today, the emergence of AI and the ability to create content from 10 years ago when Instagram was new to now has really been incredible to me. So I'm excited to be here and to learn from all of you. When I started picture framing, I'm not an artist. You know, I can draw you some stick figures. I can color inside the lines, but I knew I liked being around artists. That was the biggest thing for me. And picture framing allowed me to do that. I was next to the Art Institute. So now with AI and the generative art scene I've really tapped into through the NFT and blockchain the last 3 years, what I'm doing now and opening my business in Sharonville, Picture Frame Shop, is I'm going to help those artists connect with their communities through picture framing and through content creation. Because a lot of these artists, you know, Xcopy, he's a marketing genius. You know, we know who he is. And there's, you know, tons of great artists to get into. But what I'm going to help do is really take it to the next level for these people like me who are finding themselves artists. You know, it's something that I think AI is unleashing that potential. And what I ask of all of you is to just remember that there are going to be a lot of people who tap in 2024 who don't know about this field. And in 5 years and 10 years, they'll develop with the changes. And boy, there's a lot of opportunity here. So just wanted to ask you all to keep that in mind.
Thank you so much. And Jared. And there you go.
Thank you. There we go. Happy New Year, everybody. My name is Jared Goldman. I'm the founder of Nines.gg. Just a quick refresher, Nines.gg is a quality of life platform for gamers. bunch of years ago, I realized that what I was the best at in my own life, nobody really cared about. Like no one cares how many Warzone wins you got last night. That's not doing anything for you for the most of us. And so I realized I was swimming in a pond with a lot of good people. That there's a lot of people that in this digital space is where they find their validation. So every year they live there increasingly. It's not hard to go where you're wanted. So 5 years ago, I started developing this quality of life platform that I feel like I found the levers of change that give people control over their own lives, the feeling of agency, the feeling that tomorrow could be better than today. And I reverse engineered the problem. So essentially what we're doing, again, for those of you who are hearing this for the first time, it's 9 different ways a gamer can make money in video games. Only 2 of them are playing somebody else. Couple that with financial literacy, not just how to make money in video games, how to keep money, something I wish my parents would have taught me. And then you add on financial instruments, how to grow money. And what you get is this really large, comprehensive, choose your own adventure for gamers, where we are the scaffolding for you to build value in your own lives. So now it comes down to my ask. I am raising an army. We just got our IP approved as of yesterday. Thank you. And in 2020, I had a tech stack that in the beginning, everything was rocketing forward. I had a bunch of people under me. It got really kind of constrained, and it got to a point where I was no longer eligible to go after funding in good conscience. I didn't have the right ingredients anymore. So it scaled back to being just me for the past few years, and I am ready to start talking about conversations with a founding team. So if anything I've said resonates with any of you, or maybe you just want to have a conversation about what I'm building or tell me why this isn't going to work, that's all valuable. Whatever you think you have to add to this is our story and it's happening right now. So again, my name is Jared. I'm the founder of nines.gg. This is the thing. Now is the time and I'm the guy. Come talk to me.
Good job.
Thank you. GRL, are you here? And I will say, people have come up on stage and just in general who are looking to hire, who are looking for a job. So definitely bring those here because you have a whole community of people in the space. Okay, Jonathan Gibson. Is Jonathan Gibson here? Okay. Yes, okay. Well, he's coming. Who's going to South by Southwest this year? Do we have a Cincinnati contingent going? Okay, just me? Okay. There you go.
Thank you. Thanks for having this event. My name is Jonathan Gibson. I'm the creator of livinghistory.ai. If you could talk to anyone from the past, who would it be? That's a rhetorical question. So the problem is the people we want to talk to, or some of the people we want to talk to, are dead. So you can now talk to dead people. Livinghistory.ai creates immersive 3D history experiences powered by AI. Think ChatGPT with a body and an environment. So you can walk up to past historical figures or ancestors and have a dynamic conversation with them, not a scripted conversation with them. We build brains, bodies, and environments. So the bodies and environments are custom generated using a game development platform. The brains are powered by multiple different data sets, including OpenAI's LLM, Wikipedia pages, and then our own custom data set that we can input data. The voices are powered by 11 Labs, which some of you know is an amazing, it's been an amazing integration for us to make it even more lifelike and realistic. We're currently building characters for historical institutions, educational institutions, family history, and brands. So think Enzo Ferrari or Coco Chanel are 2 of the ones we're building. We're working with Indian Hill schools right now. I'm building Julius Caesar for them. They're using it in multiple different disciplines in classrooms, English, Latin, philosophy. One of the exciting things we're currently working on is we're partnered with Family Search, one of the largest family history companies in the world with millions of records. And so we're building ways to create the characters procedurally at runtime. So instead of me custom generating Julius Caesar, you can now go back, access that data set, And at runtime, that data gets fed into ChatGPT in addition to some other data sets, and then those characters are generated at runtime. We look forward to the near future of procedural 3D content generation like Midjourney for 3D assets. Imagine an 1890s Belfast, Ireland being generated procedurally at runtime and then being able to walk through the space and talking to individuals in that space in a dynamic way. I think we're really close to that. We're currently working with the Business Accelerator Centrifuge and are looking for investors. I'm seated right over there. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so excited for tomorrow's students to be able to engage with people from history like this. That's so exciting. Okay, TJ.
Hi, everyone. My name's TJ Dunn. I recently dove into AI about 6 months ago and actually quit my job for it. Thank you. Partially the reason is I'm building a second brain. I am taking all of my personal notes and actually running it through ChatGPT. I don't know if you guys have used the ChatGPT 4 feature where you can kind of speak your mind and have it repeat back to you what you just said. So I'm finding a way to integrate Obsidian. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with that, but it's a form of coding in Markdown. And I'm using AI and integrating ChatGPT's basic API to ask questions on my own brain. So I'm developing different ideas, different thoughts, and I'm using the vocal side of my voice just to kind of spit out my ideas. And it's fascinating what it's coming up with off of my own ideas that I might not have thought of before. So if I ever have a question, if I ever have an idea, I go to myself before I go to anyone else. So I was blessed with the how hard could it be gene? And I dive down too many rabbit holes and I learn everything about a topic and then I forget it. And I'm tired of that happening. So I'm kind of experimenting over the next 6 months, developing my own system, my own network, using my own tools and my network of people to kind of build my own business. I'm not sure where it's going to lead me. I have interests in photography, videography. I'm an architect by trade, so I'm interested in 3D modeling, drones, everything that revolves around what we use in a day-to-day life. But I'm using AI to get rid of the mundane stuff that we all pretty much don't like doing and can focus on the human aspects of AI or human aspects of what AI can bring to us. So I'm fresh, started the year with this idea, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes.
Thank you. We're excited to see the updates. And if you haven't, this is one tip, if you haven't tested this yet, if you have ChatGPT, the paid version, on the app version, there's a little microphone at the bottom, what is that, right-hand side? And if you click it, it has a very interesting interface of a blob that you can talk to. And then you can literally talk to ChatGPT. It's very fun. If you haven't played with this yet, this is like one fun thing to do. Let's see. Hey, ChatGPT.
Hey, I'm here and ready to chat. What's on your mind today?
Yeah, so it doesn't, the one thing I found is it doesn't remember my past conversations like the chat threads does, but it records it all. But yeah, it's very fun. And I was working on my, I have a mini series in my head, and it's every time it's like, that is a great idea, Helen. or he didn't say Helen, but it's very motivational. So if you have ideas and need like a pep talk, this is a really good tool. Okay, Atharu, if I said that correctly. Here. Okay, and while he's coming down, Startup Cincy Week is having a meetup tomorrow as well, and I know some people here will be there tomorrow. So one announcement. There you go.
Hello. Yeah, my name's wrong. It's Athar, but yeah. And this is my first time here. I didn't expect so many people to be here. Really great community. And I'm a computer science, just for introduction, computer science student, third year, interested in AI and other topics in like the startup world. I work at Venture Research Studio where we work with startups, help them build their business model, market research, all that fun stuff. And I was looking for, startups to, network and see what the current market is for AI. And one thing I want to share a small AI. So basically, it's like a GitHub repo where, like, instead of prompt engineering, where you chat with the GPT to build an app that you want, you basically have this one app where you have this whole JSON file. I'll just keep it a bit more like, user-friendly or layman's terms. Basically, there's this file where you put all your requirements for a small app that you want to build, and then it builds it accordingly, and then you can tweak it however you want. And why this is helpful is because in our daily lives, for example, Chrome extensions, I'm pretty sure many of us use Chrome extensions. And one of the capabilities of Chrome extensions is you can personalize it. And with small AI, you can customize and build your own Chrome extensions to help with your daily tasks. Like, for example, like Canvas or Catalyst, for example, creates a calendar for us. And, then we can't usually import it. So just like giving like a few prompts into small AI, I could develop like a app where it just scans through the whole website and builds like a .ics file that I can then add to my Google calendars, and then all my schedules done for the week. And so, like, just a great building tool if you want to, personalize your life, make it more easier. And hope to meet you guys in the marketing event. But yeah, that's it.
I feel like Sherwood might be a good connection here. Okay, Ben Phillips has been here. Going once, going twice. Let's see, Don. Oh, Ben. Okay, excellent. Other announcements. February 2nd, IBM is having a conference with Elevate for women. So be on the lookout for that. There you go, Ben.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Ben Phillips. I actually just got back from the Philippines. So it's nice to be back in the States. So I was in the Philippines, I was in Japan, I was in Thailand, Cambodia, and got to see a lot of cool technology over there. So I'm originally from Ohio, and I work with the business hospital. And so right now I'm currently taking my doctorate in business administration with my focus in AI for small businesses. And so what we do at the business hospital with my mentor, Dr. J.C. Baker in the back, I'm trying to catch up to him. He's finishing his second doctorate actually in AI. But what we do is we treat businesses at the business hospital. No different than if you trip and fall and cut your nose, or if you have COVID, you go to the regular medical hospital. We do the same for businesses. And so we're building an application right now called Business Hospital Plus. And so this application will allow us to integrate with AI to treat patients all over the world, whether it's a coffee shop or someone looking to go into real estate or someone looking to open a restaurant. We treat them by helping them with their financials, helping them with their marketing, all the things that a small business needs to scale and grow. We really want to use AI to help push the boundaries of how we can help these small businesses. So we're located in the back. We want to make sure that we connect with everybody here who's looking to start up a business, look for funding, look for investors. We help with that a lot as well. So we want to be a resource here in this region to help small businesses grow and be healthier for a healthy economy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, we love our small businesses in the AI ecosystem. And John, there you go.
Promise to be the quickest quick bite. Don Kennedy, if I haven't met you, I'm really here as a student. My daytime job's at Comcast Business, but my ask for the group is if you're aware of any local companies or national working in the smart drive-through technology space or smart, think retail smart shelves, I'd be interested for an introduction or to know what you know. And that's it. Thanks. And I'm really glad you didn't talk to yourself.
Thanks. Okay, Greg. There you go.
Hey, everyone. My first time. Nice to meet you all. I've known Kendra for a long time. Life moves fast, and I had offered to come last year, at the end of last year, because for an offer, I had worked for IBM security and had dealt with a lot of AI for security and was seeing a lot of pivot to security for AI. And would love to still talk to you about that, but I've now made a pivot. Beginning of this year, I now work for a software company leading their sales and linking AI development workflow with GRC. And so I would love to talk to you. This is the ask. So I've had the offer. Here's the ask. If you've had challenges with governance, regulations that are coming, I'd love to talk to you about some of those. Would love to learn a little bit more about those challenges. That's what drives the market for me. And I'll close it up with a book recommendation that I read over the holiday. The Coming Wave. Who's read that? Great book?
Very good.
Yeah, Mustafa Suleiman. Very good. It was the book of the year, I think, at CNN last year. Several other book accolades, really talking about the convergence of the next wave of human intelligence and life, and how AI and synthetic biology are leading that, and the risks, ethical risks, if we don't set guardrails around that. So, great book. If you don't have it, downloads, easy to read. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. And Mike, welcome.
Yeah, finally made it. Gotten sick or had a kid get sick on the last two. I'm Mike Bell, co-founder of Scheduler AI. We are a fully patented, drive capital backed AI startup right here in Cincy. And when we started this like 2-3 years ago, I'd get on Zoom calls and people would be like, "Where are you?" And I'd be like, "In the great tech hub of Cincinnati," kind of like saying it in that way. And now it's like, no, like legit, like there is a ton going on here. There's a lot of really cool stuff. This is so neat to see. I remember when Kendra put up that first LinkedIn post and it was like, "AI peeps in Cincy, who's with me?" And we were like, oh my gosh, there are like a lot of us. So this is really cool. I think the thing that has me really fired up is we're hearing a lot about AGI, but before AGI, we're going to see a lot of, I think, agents and interworkings of like AI agents together. So I'll give you an example, right? Like 18 months ago, I was thrilled when our AI could just like set up meetings for people. I was like, oh, that's so neat. It did the thing. Now, in the last 90 days, we've booked or saved over, $1 million in pipeline for our clients with booking sales meetings, recruiting meetings, et cetera. That's not the neat part anymore. The neat part is like right before this call, I was on a meeting with another AI startup, a YCOM startup that's doing voice, right? And we have a joint client. And this joint client came to us and was like, how do we get this AI voice agent to talk with your AI scheduling agent to give all of our clients the seamless ability where they get on a phone call with our guys, they talk to it, they're qualified, you book them, you follow up with them, right? We have the AI recordings. There's this like massive, really cool wave coming in how we're going to, before we get to true AGI, we're going to connect these specialized agents. And so my ask is kind of twofold. One, if you're a business leader trying to think through, hey, how do I use AI agents? We specialize in the sales and recruiting space, but across the board in business, how do I use AI agents for more efficient scheduling, or just like more broadly what your workflow is? I would love to chat with you. If you're a builder and you're building an agent, let's also chat about how we can actually string, what we're building together to build like these really powerful workflows. So those are my two asks.
We should also talk about clones and agents because that's coming. Yes. Okay. Dr. Kelly Cohen.
Thank you, Helen. Hello, everyone. Kelly Cohen. I live in this building, 3rd floor. I teach here as well, twice a week, a class on AI. My emphasis has been trustworthy, responsible, transparent AI. I've been doing that for 2024 is 30 years. I encourage my students to ask questions, not just how do I do this, but when do I get this right? Or rather, what happens? How do I get this better? So tomorrow I've been asked to give a talk on the ethical and responsible AI challenges in this era of ChatGPT. I'll just give you one little snippet from what I learned. So AI Business reported on 21st of November 2023, benchmarking they did for several large language models, including ChatGPT, hallucinations. That is production of bullshit. And as you know, ChatGPT, 1.7 billion users a month, 3% hallucinations based on the data you feed it. So it was fed 881 documents, and they were told to summarize them. In that summary, they hallucinated. So you're giving it information, but yet because of the way it's trained, it's bringing in other imaginary things. Now, there are repercussions. So we learn how to use it. It's fun. It's great. But if you're following the case of those lawyers from Manhattan in that who presented a case to a judge where they came up with 6 fictitious cases in a Colombian airline court case. They were thrown out of the judge, and the judge says, well, it's not illegal or improper to use AI, but just check your facts, right? And so the question is responsibility. Who's responsible for the mess that makes? And you have to be aware that there are, based on this calculation, and a very modest estimate, 1.7 hallucinations made by ChatGPT every day. So are you going to be part of that? Just double check. So you trust, but validate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I know Kendra mentioned this at the beginning, but Kelly is our organizing partner for the beautiful room and the beautiful building that we're in, the UC Digital Futures building. So very, very special thank you. And for those who don't know, if you're in business and want to, and already have an AI product that you want to like test and validate and have more research, you can actually partner with the University of Cincinnati and work with their graduate student engineers to help with your product at a cost savings. So that's another resource available to our AI community here. And I think, because I've got a few people coming on my podcast, like I know FedEx has come to talk about the future of drone delivery and that type of stuff. So remember UC as a resource for your building as well. Then we also have an open floor. If you didn't sign up to do QuickBytes, but you want to talk, come on down. I already see one hand raised.
That's because he told me I should. Give me 1 second. I need to say hello to somebody really quick.
This is why I love the Midwest.
Kudos to you two for putting this together. This is amazing to come and see this kind of a group for AI. Let's have a big hand for them. So my name is Jeff Hendrickson, and I am the founder of I don't know if you can call it a startup, but I call it Boomer Biz Academy. As you can tell by the gray beard, I am a baby boomer. There may be a few more of us in the room here. But there's a really, really startling fact about the baby boom generation. So overall, something like 75, 76 million baby boomers still alive in the United States today. Out of that number, about 35 million of us do not have enough money in the bank for a comfortable and safe retirement. My mission, my challenge, is to teach as many of these baby boomers as I can how to use AI to take the stuff that's in their head and create content and courses. So I've got a course on Udemy that I've just got to 11,000 students. I've got 4.4 stars on it. I have authored a couple of different books. Pact Publishing came after me recently for writing a book on UX analytics, which I did. And what I would like to share with you all is this paper that I wrote, a PDF. Mark Macaluso has already read it and has given me some really good kudos on it. It's called 5 Keys to AI Content Creation Success, a beginner's guide to mastering the art of AI-assisted writing. It's a PDF. If anybody would like this, come and see me. I will gladly send you a PDF. Just give me your thoughts. Send me your thoughts back. If you don't get in touch with me, I'll give you my email address right now. Super simple, sswgswgcoach@gmail.com. Send me an email. I will very happily send you this PDF. Just tell me what you think about it after you get it and after you read through it, okay? Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else like to get up and do a quick bite? Yes, come on, Julie. Julie's getting cloned in 2 weeks, which I'm super excited.
This is real me.
Yes.
I was going to wait till next time, but since you gave a chance, my name's Julie. I own a company that teaches writing to homeschoolers, so K through 12, and the issues with AI and ChatGPT and just the construction of writing is suddenly becoming so important. I'm working on a book right now for Penguin Random House about writing, and when I signed the contract, AI wasn't even released yet. And so now I feel like I'm behind trying to catch up to understand how can we use it responsibly? How can we use it in a way that enhances writing growth, not just stands as an obstacle, and to get away from the hand wringing, right? Because most parents just see it as a bad thing. That's kind of the universal educational model. So I'm interested in talking to you. I'm interested in anyone who is working within the educational model, trying to understand how to use this with students. So come find me. My company is Brave Writer. My name is Julie Bogart, and my email is julie@bravewriter.com. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, we already have someone walking up, which is great. You're making my job easy. There you go.
Hey, Kendra, this is awesome, man. It's cool to see this many people. My name is John Salisbury. I'm the founder of Nexigen, SmartLink, RobiQ, which is a smart city company, as well as Pay Options, which is a payroll platform. We're introducing AI across all of our platforms. At Nexigen, we're securing it and doing deployments for mid-market and enterprise. And then on the smart city side, we're putting it into our generative platform where we interact with I think over 2.5 million people annually at digital smart city kiosks around the country. So excited to see all the faces, learn about all the cool technology, interested in talking to everyone, literally. So cool. And thanks for throwing this.
Thank you. Okay, I didn't know. Tom. Oh, Rob, yes, come on up, Rob. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Rob Richardson, CEO of Disrupt Now. So we're introducing AI in combination with actually blockchain, because I think we need to verify AI more. And Dr. Kelly Cohen and I believe very much in responsible AI. So we do this to enhance brand loyalty, but also to educate. So because I believe the best way to educate is to entertain, actually. So we have to start in a way that those who actually will be able to connect. So we use gamification to do brand loyalty. So we're exploring doing things with both Procter & Gamble. Just had a good meeting today with 8451. Then on this side, we also do community events, particularly our big conference every year, which some of you were here, MidwestCon. We really focus on 3 pillars: policy innovation, like making sure that, because we do need good policy around AI and data, by the way. We definitely need it. And I know there's extremes. No, we shouldn't have any regulation. We should just go totally bullish. And then there's some that's just totally on the fear-mongering side. I'm right in the middle. I believe we actually do need to have policy, clear policy that protects privacy and also sets the rules of the road. So we talk about that and how to actually do. I know somebody just talked about smart cities, how governments can have good policy, because there are concerns around using AI wrong too, particularly with one example is surveillance. They get it wrong. They get my face wrong, and you can guess why, right? Because it's not because of how the data is put in, and it's not programmed for people of color. We have to be concerned about those type of things, because if AI is going to make all of our decisions, it's making bad decisions. We have to make sure it makes informed decisions. But I'm a believer in the technology. So policy innovation, we also focus very much on the creator economy, making sure it's equitable. That's also why I think blockchain is also so important, that we're verifying where the things are being created, and you can verify when it was created. And when you as a creator, if you want to create some AI additions, you should be able to have some authenticity. People know that comes from you. Then third, the future of the workforce and how we're going to use these tools. So we talk about that year round. We're obviously a great partner with CincyAI Meetup, so would love to have you guys involved in that community as well. Starting next month, we're going to do a after hours event here with Maker's Mark, where we're going to do some things with AI, art, and alcohol. So that'll be right after, right? Got arrived. That'll be right after this on February 6th. So again, yes. So CincyAI, at 1819, not here. Yes, make it clear. It won't be here. It'll be at 1819 across the street. But really close. You can just walk over there. So thank you very much, CincyAI, for all you do. And we look forward to building with you too. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. And especially thank you for the happy hour next month. Okay, so we'll move into the Q&A section. If anyone has any questions for the group, I can kick off. Does anyone have any other predictions to add to my list? I'd love to hear any crowdsourced predictions. Yes?
I have a question.
Oh,
I'm responsible. I do the talent searching
employers. And so I'm really interested in finding out is there a workforce component to this group?
Yeah, can you say it again louder?
Is there a workforce component to this group where you're looking at talent for AI?
There is. So to answer the workforce question, it's not formalized, but you can get up and say, hey, I'm looking. We've got our directory, definitely networking here. There's definitely other people in the space part of that. So we're here to support you in that regard.
Yeah. So when I say workforce, in terms of looking at future talent, so are you in schools? Are you looking at, in terms of looking at education for individuals who may be interested in AI?
So interested in AI. So the University of Cincinnati, this is another benefit, I guess, to partnering with UC. Anyone who wants interns, we have a pipeline from the University of Cincinnati, directly working with Dr. Kelly Cohen and ARC, advanced, I don't know if I can do the whole research, computing, something else. So there's definitely that component. And there's also Carl, what he's doing on the skills side through Catalyst, which would be a great resource as well. And another resource that I mentioned, a gal from IBM on my podcast. IBM is actually doing, I think, trying to get 2 million different people reskilled for AI. So that would be another good resource to do, but nothing formalized, but we're here to support you. So let us know. Yeah. Or raise your hand if you have any other ways to support workforce development too. This is open forum and it's not me answering.
Okay. Well, I just think if you're looking at doing that, like the answer is nobody's doing that enough because everyone's just focused on how we can make as much money as possible, which is understandable. But I think part of what, so Dr. Cohen and I and a few others, and we're going to talk to partners in the area to see if they would be interested in helping to fund that, because we should seek to also be a leader. Everybody's trying to be a leader in AI and everything, right? Okay, but there's not a lot of places because they don't think it's sexy to be a leader in AI, transparency, education, and empowerment, right? But we have great resources. You guys have already talked to Dr. Cohen and many other people that are here that can do that. And that's a way we can distinguish ourselves and also talk about how we can promote good policy to the federal government and state government as they think about how this needs to go. So we don't have to, relearn the lessons that we've already learned through, AI is not new. Like algorithms have been used, they were used in past ways to polarize us. And I'm just going to say this quickly. I don't worry about AI and the advancement of technology in terms of it doing something harmful. What I have more concerned about is our polarization and how we're fractured we are and how that then is going to hurt us more. So we have to build more trust with one another. Technology won't be the problem. I think it will be us.
Thank you, Rob. Well, any other questions, feedback, news to share, updates? You guys are being quiet today. I'll do one quick announcement. We don't have a date yet, but Ben, who's a member, I think you've been to all, this is your fourth one, right, Ben? Yay. Okay, so props to Ben. So he was on my podcast and he's an AI artist who does amazing music videos and lots of talent. He announced it here that he was part of a film called Our T2 Remake, which is a parody of the Terminator 2 film where AI saves the day. And they the two producers brought 50 AI artists from all over the world together to recreate it and showcase and empower artists and showcase the capabilities of AI video. So it's being completed right now, or it's done, and we're just waiting for a streaming date. And also, since we have one of the video artists here, local in Cincinnati, we're figuring out how to host a screening of the film here in Cincinnati. So once, it will either be at the end of this month or early next month, but be on the lookout for that, because it's a very cool film to showcase the capabilities of AI video, and it's changing so fast, even from once they worked on it starting in October to now, it's a totally improving day by day. So it's a nice snapshot. And it's not the first full-length feature AI film, but one of the first, and definitely one of the first of its kind. So that's a really exciting news within just our AI community too.
And I would just give it a plug. I think they have a sizzle reel, and it's worth watching. It's short, but it's pretty entertaining and well done. So good feature.
I'll put that in our recap newsletter too. So yeah, that's a fun news piece to do. Okay, going once. Oh, we have one hand up there.
Me again. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Rob Richardson.
Yes.
And Patrick sitting over there because what, Rob, how you doing there? Another thing that I do, and I have done, is I do a cocktail competition here in Cincinnati called Cincinnati Alchemy Fest. And I did a smaller little switch up of one where I paired a bartender with an AI artist. Rob and his company were one of my sponsors, and Patrick and Agent were another one of my sponsors. And we sat down and had a really good talk afterwards about putting our brains together. But it was very cool for me to find that there were already some people talking about this. And from all the people who had been to other Alchemy Fests, people were coming up to me, dude, best one you've done so far. And it was amazing to see the AI art and what won and how the bartenders and the artists had to work together to come up with an overall concept. So just a shout out Patrick and Agent and Rob and his company. That's where we got the idea. I don't know say it.
Jeff, you have 2 new volunteers over here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Catch up with me.
Cool. Thank you. Okay, and then we appreciate all the shout outs. And really, this is your chance to brag and tell us about events or shout outs to other members. So we love seeing that. I did a couple little quick announcements while people were walking and stuff. So I'll say that again really quick. Tomorrow is a Startup Cincy Meetup. And then on February 2nd at Xavier University, IBM is partnering with Elevate, which is a women's network, and doing a full afternoon from 1 to 7 o'clock all about AI. So it's women's only, sorry men, and everyone in between. So if you're interested, that's in both Kendra and I's newsletter. And Kendra didn't really do a plug for her newsletter, but it's up on one of the screens. She has probably the most comprehensive list on her website of all of the AI events happening in Cincinnati. So if there's one that's not on there or you want us to announce, shoot us an email. We're happy to add it to the list and do shout outs like this, because I know everyone comes to me like, where do I get started? What other events? How do I know what's going on? Our newsletters, the CincyAI one, Kendra's, and my Creativity Squared is a good starting spot too. Okay. I think those are all the announcements for now. So it is time for the group photo and then networking. So thank you so much for joining today. We appreciate it and hope to see you at the, at the next event. Oh, and while you're moving over there, I did want to also announce, we announced this last time. Sorry, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. Our partnership with the UC Digital Futures Building is locked in for all year, and we are so grateful for UC. Our next event is Tuesday, February 6th, and we've got all of the dates. This is in the newsletter and in our LinkedIn group, but we hope to see you again next month, and if you have any feedback, definitely let us know. Okay, thank you, and now time for a photo.